What is a rational spiritual warrior?
That's a very, very difficult question to ask. I'll give it my best shot. When we look at all animals, including human beings, every animal has their own description of the world based on what's important to their survival. Okay? So, for example, a rabbit can smell what's good to eat. Okay? And they can tell the difference between another animal that eats grass and an animal that eats rabbits. And so they know to run away from the animals that eat rabbits. That's built into them through billions of years of experience. And we have billions of years of experience within us that tell us what our description of the world is. But human beings have a feature which other animals don't have. They have the ability to imagine. No other animal has the ability to imagine. So we can imagine things, and using that imagination and logic and experience, we can build a new description of the world that's not the same as the one that everybody else has. And so we have cultural descriptions that, for example, the people from France have a different description of the world than the people from England or the people from Germany or the people from the United States. But at the same time, they're all human beings.
Okay.
So every culture has its own description that you learn from birth, and your own language, your own way of speaking about things, what's important, your own cultural norms, laws, all those types of things. So we have two different types of thoughts, two different descriptions there. But then there's a third description, your individual description of what the world is. And that is the one that is probably the most important. And so what a spiritual warrior does is, the first part is a rational spiritual warrior. Now, the rational person is the person who uses intelligence to determine what is real. Okay? The spiritual person is someone who uses the instinct of billions of years of experience to help create the description of the world. And the rational spiritual warrior is the one who fights with all of the different descriptions to create the best description that he possibly can. And that description is the actual reality of your life. And the reason we do this is because reality is better than any fantasy. What's actually happening within you, what's actually happening outside of you, these things are far better than any fantasy we can imagine. So the war is against false beliefs, against fantasies, against cultural beliefs that are not true. The war is against falsity. And the warrior is fighting for truth, because the more truth you know, the better description you have to work with. And the better description you have to work with, the better life you can create for yourself. And the most important thing to understand is that everything that we do becomes part of everything that we are. So if we constantly make bad decisions because of false beliefs, then we become a more false and more false person as we go. But if we eliminate these false beliefs and believe only what is true, then we can create the best possible life for ourselves that is possible to create. And why wouldn't everybody want that? So that's what a rational spiritual warrior is. He's at war with falseness and warring for truth.